Hi guys, Brian here from the City Back Pain Programme. So one of the questions I get asked pretty often, especially with people that are a bit more sort of active or they play sports or train, is obviously if I'm recovering from a back injury or I've got disc bulges or back issues, do I need to give up my sport and my training? So the first answer really with any situation, any question in that sort of regard when it comes to back rehab is it depends. But generally you'll find more often than not, it's just more of a case that maybe short term you might need to kind of do less or give up those things completely for short term, but then eventually we can kind of get you back into them. Reason being is that with any back issue, I like to use Stuart McGill's great analogy about the bank balance. So every single person with a back injury is a finite bank balance each day for the amount of work that your back can do before it gets fatigued and you're going to start to get pain and problems. So say for example, you've got a pretty sharp back pain at the moment. You might only have got $20 in that bank account that lasts the whole day, and that every time that you bend without thinking about it or kind of twist or move awkwardly and that back's doing the most of the work, or even if you tend to sit and you're a bit slouched or you kind of like sit and slump one way or the other, all those little bad movements keep making sort of little withdrawals on that bank balance. So obviously what we want to do in terms of getting you out of trouble is we want to preserve that bank balance as much as possible so that over time it should start to build, almost like grow like a bank balance does with interest. So when it comes down to sports and your favourite exercises, for example things like golf or maybe tennis or swimming or canoeing, climbing, maybe Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, MMA, Thai boxing, maybe even just going to the gym, dance classes, aerobics classes, whatever it is that the stuff that you enjoy doing, each of those activities will have like a certain minimal amount of that bank balance they're going to try and withdraw. So long as you've got plenty of bank balance, or as much as possible, whatever your chosen activity needs to withdraw, if you can withdraw that amount and your daily bank balance come down a little bit, so long as you've still got plenty in that bank balance, you're going to be fine. So when you're in the kind of initial stages of back pain, it's still a bit sharp and a bit weak and a bit fragile, you probably find you haven't got quite enough bank balance to be able to do whatever it is you want to do and do all the other things you've got to do during the day. So long term, you definitely, I think it's a good idea to sort of plan, or your goal is to get back into things that you love doing. But to get there, you have to learn to, preserve that bank balance so you've got enough to put into things that you want to do, so you're not using it up with sloppily bending to pick things up, or the way that you sit, or getting out of a car, all those little things you don't think about. You can preserve that bank balance so you can invest it in things you want to do. And also the exercises that you should be doing for your back should be helping build up that bank balance, so you've got a nice big safety margin or safety buffer so that you can do whatever it is you want to do, take a big withdrawal, and you've still got plenty in there left to keep you safe for the rest of the day. So long term, I definitely think it's a good idea to want to get back into things you want to do, but obviously it depends on what that activity is, because certain things are more demanding than others on the back. But I would certainly think, especially even with training, I think it's a great idea long term to want to get yourself back there. It might just mean that you'll have to kind of take a bit of a break for a while, let the back recover, and then kind of work ways towards it. And then when we do get you back into whatever training or sport it is you enjoy, are there ways that we can start to modify your movement or your technique, so again you can preserve as much bank balance as possible and keep yourself out of trouble. But the short answer is it depends. But long term, I just certainly think it's a great idea to look as your goal to get back into things that you enjoy doing, because in my opinion, becoming less active when you've got back issues long term is a bad idea and causes all sorts of other problems. So I think long term you'll work towards them, but maybe in the short term you might need to either take them out or just reduce the amount that you do for now.